Yo, what's up, Ken?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, dude. I'm good. Yo, you got my money?
Oh, sorry, bro. I had to buy a new pair of rocker bottom shoes. I'll get money to you next week. Is that cool, dude?
Hell no, that ain't cool, dude. Where my money? I need my money right now.
You don't have to be talking to me like that.
Nigga. Hey, man, I don't know what's going on, but you need to have my money right now. Empty your pockets, get my money right now.
Well, I thought we were cool. Why are you tripping?
Nigga. Hey, dude, forget that. If you don't have my money right now, I'm gonna put 3 hot ones in you right now, dude. Where my money at?
Now you threatening me?
Nigga!
Please.
Man, forget that, dude. You need to...
Listen,
Nigga.
You'll get your money next week.
Nigga.
So quit acting like a bitch ass.
Nigga. Nigga.
Divination is what they live off of. That's all they got. That's all they got. The lucky rabbit foot. They brought us to that garbage. We didn't know nothing about no damn rabbit foot. We, according to us, a rabbit is what? Unclean.
time, Christ bless brothers and sisters. Happy Sabbath. I'm also George with TTIC, which stands for the Truth in Christ. And for today's class, I'll be the reader.
All right, shalom, most high Christ bless. Happy Sabbath to y'all brothers and sisters in here. Happy Sabbath to y'all brothers and sisters online. Hope y'all brothers and sisters doing okay today. If y'all not, we pray for y'all brothers and sisters. We'll put y'all in y'all prayers. The Lord heal our brothers and sisters. I hope they feel better, man.
And happy Sabbath to you also, Elder.
Right. And today's class is called dedication. Today's class is called dedication. We're everybody the feast of dedication is coming up Monday sundown. The feast of dedication is coming up Monday sundown. So we're gearing up. We're gonna start off this week. This week and next week class, we will be headlining about the feast of dedication, how it came about. It's gonna be 2 parts. Gonna start this week with the first part, and then catch next week for the second part. All right, so we're gonna start off with Daniel chapter 8. Daniel chapter 8.
Brother Daniels.
I don't know. Before y'all get look at the if y'all looked at the introduction, have your pen, your paper, your Bible, your Sound of the Compact Bible dictionary. You can need that today too. All those tools ready and ready to take good notes. So sisters, take good notes. All right, Daniel 8:1.
Brother Daniel, chapter 8, verse 1. It says, in the 3rd year, the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me, even unto me, Daniel, to that which appeared unto me at the first.
Read.
Verse 2. And I saw the vision, and it came to pass. And I saw the
First is King Nebuchadnezzar. All right, Belshazzar is King Nebuchadnezzar's son. Read.
verse 2. And I saw the vision, and it came to pass. I saw that I was
So he was at Shushan. Come on.
in the palace, which is in the province of Elam.
So he was in the province of Elam. Come on.
And I saw the vision, and the river
Elam. Now watch this. So give me number 1, please. Everybody pay attention. Everybody pay attention, please. I want you. I'm sorry. Go up for me. I know I told you to have the map. Read it from me.
Susa, Shushan, redirects here for other uses.
Go down. Yeah, for other uses.
It says she uses Susa.
Susa. All right. Susa. All right. So you see right there, it says Susa Elamite. All right. All right, go ahead.
Susa, the Elamite.
Jump down. Go down a little bit. Go down. All right. Start right there with Old Persian. Right there. Old Persian. Yeah, Old Persian.
Old Persian. Here. Okay. Yeah. Old Persian was an ancient city in the lower Zagros Mountains, about 250 kilometers east of the Tigris, between Kakan and King's River in Iran.
All right, so y'all see on the map right there was where Susa is. All right, so keep on reading. Iran, one of the most important cities.
Says one of the most important cities of ancient Near East.
Read.
Susa served as the capital of Elam. So Susa served as the capital of Elam. Come on. And the winter capital of the Mad Empire. Come on. And remained a strategic center during the Parthian and Sasanian period. Right. Now let's go down. Let's go down to the map. So y'all see the map right there, right? So you see Elam right there, right? So you see Elam, you see Susa, you see Awan, and Anshan, right? So you got behind there, you got the Medes, the Parthians, and the Persians. Everybody see that, right? Like the Medes, Parthians, and the Persians. I will talk about a little bit about this today. We're going to go into a little history, right? So Elam consists of Elam consists of the Afghanis, Iranians, Iran, and the India people. Right? Those India people. Right? So I'm gonna say it again. All right. Afghanistan, Iran, and India people. Everybody understand that? And that goes into some of the Nepal. They are India people because I work with them. I know that because I work with them. They are India people, Nepal people. All right. So now, give me out of there, MT. Verse 3. Daniel chapter 8, verse 3. Then I lifted up mine eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram, which had 2 horns. So the ram that had 2 horns is referring to the Persians and Medes. The rams that had 2 horns is the Persian and Medes. The one horn that was lower was the Medes. That's Media. That was the weakest of the 2. The Persians was the higher horn was the Persians. They was the stronger of the 2 nations. Read. And the 2 horns were high, but one was higher than the other. One was higher than the other. Come on. And the higher came up last. And the higher came up what? Came up last. So now remember, the higher came up last. Read. What is this? Only we can see that. You can see that. Okay. Go ahead. And the higher came up last. I saw the ram pushing westward. That's when we seen the ram pushing westward. Come on. And northward and southward. So the ram was the Persian and Medes was conquering everybody. Everybody. All right, come on. So that none of these might stand before him. Because the Persian and Medes at that time, they was what? Strong. We're going to talk about that. Persian Medes was strong. Persia, we'll get to it when we get to it. I'm not going to rush. Read. Neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand. So no one could do at this time, you have to remember, God, give me some, in Daniel 4 and Daniel 4 and 17, please. Chapter 4, verse 17 says, this matter was by the decree of the body. And the demand the word of the Holy Ones. So demand by the word of the Holy Ones. Come on. The intent what? That the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. So
That let you know that God ruleth in the kingdom of man. He rules in the kingdom of man. Just give me Proverbs chapter 1, Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1.
Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord.
So the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Read.
As the rivers of water.
As the rivers of water. Just like God's hands in the, controls the water, God's hands controls the what? The king. Read.
He giveth whatsoever he wills.
So God control, he wants the king. Whoever God wants to rule, he puts them in rulership at that time. Whenever, just like he wanted Trump to be back in what? Office. He is the one that allowed Trump to defeat Camilla. He's the one that allowed that. He allowed Trump to lose too. What was that? What was his name? The old man. The one just came out of office. He ain't even out yet.
Yeah.
He allowed Biden to win when Biden won. And then he also replaced Biden. Watch this. Read. Is that it?
Yeah,
Go back.
Daniel's in verse 3.
Yep.
It says that some of the land pushing westward, northward, and southward, so that no peace might stand before him, neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand.
No one could deliver him. Come on.
He did according to his will.
He did according to his will
and became great.
And he became great. It wasn't God's will. It was what? Who will was his will. God, he was his what? Himself. Read.
Verse 5. Because he was considering the whole. And he came from.
Hold on. Do me a favor. Give me 1 second, brothers and sisters. All these glitches, I'm sorry. I apologize, brothers and sisters. It won't be this way in another week. It's gotta switch servers. Read it again.
Daniel verse 8, chapter 8, verse 5. And as it was considering the food, and he came from the west,
and he came from the west. Come on,
from the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground. And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes.
So the he-goat, you know where it is. We're gonna, this is why this class, this is why we do this. You know what I mean? So everybody can learn. This is redundant. If you hear every year, you're gonna learn. Okay? You're gonna learn. You gotta stay to learn. You can't, you know what I mean, brothers? We move around and we stop what? Learning. Mm-hmm. We gotta stay to learn. Watch this, read. Come on, watch it. So he had a notable horn between his eyes. Come on.
And he, lost my place. And
he's 6.
And he came to the ram that had 2 horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his.
So he came to the ram that had 2 horns. So this is the nation. It's going against the what? Another what?
Another nation.
Let's break it all the way down. Read.
Verse 7. And I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved with choler against it.
He was moved with choler. You know what choler is? Hatred. He was moved with hatred against him. Come on.
And smote
me up rage. Same thing. Rage, come on.
and moved with choler against this,
So he moved with rage against them. Read.
and smote the ram,
And he broke the ram. Come on.
and brake his two horns.
And he broke his two horns. So he defeated the media and the person. Everybody see that? Read.
And there was no power in the ram to stand before him.
So the ram didn't have no power. He could not go against this man. Read.
But he cast him down to the ground
But he cast him down to the ground. Read. Meaning he defeated him. Come on.
and stamped upon him.
And he stepped upon him. Come on.
And there was none that could deliver the ram from his hand.
Read. So he went to war. It said he cast him down. He went to what? War with him. He what? Defeated him. Read.
And therefore, the he-goat waxed very great.
So the he-goat waxed very great. So the he-goat waxed very great. Read.
And when he was strong, the great horn was broken. And from it came at 4 little ones.
So now, we're going to read about this twice. Before when the he-goat waxed strong. And when he was broken, we're going to read about it 3 times, actually. But it came up 4 little ones towards the 4 winds of heaven. So the 4 little ones was spread it out into different what? Because the wind come from the north, south, east, and what?
West.
So they would spread it out. Everybody understand that? Right. So we're going to explain it in a minute. Read.
Verse 9. And out of one of them came forth a little horn.
So y'all got to remember, one of them came forth a little horn. But one of them came forth a little horn. Read.
Which waxed exceedingly great.
Which waxed exceedingly great. Read.
Toward the south and toward the east.
Read.
And toward the pleasant land.
So what's the pleasant land? Anybody help me? Any of y'all brothers? What's the pleasant land? Brothers, anybody?
From the Jerusalem,
Israel.
Israel.
That's the pleasant land. It's the pleasant land. It's the pleasant land. Yeah, that's the pleasant land. Land. Read.
Verse 10. And it waxed great,
And he waxed great.
even to the
He waxed great, meaning he grew what? He grew great. He grew strong. I understand. He grew strong. Wax means grow. So he grew strong. Read.
and he waxed great, even to the host of heaven.
Even to the host of heaven. Come on.
And it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground,
Read.
and stamped upon them.
So he cast down some. Did I hear that? He cast down what?
Some of the host.
Some of the host. What verse you at?
That was in the middle of 10, right almost at the end.
Okay. Read it again.
Verse 10.
Oh, boy, I left a lot out. Come on, read.
Verse 10. And it waxed great, even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground.
So the host. It says the host of heaven. It says in what?
And
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground.
And some of the hosts and some of the stars to the ground. So stars represent. What's those stars represent? I'm gonna go to a scripture where y'all familiar with. Go ahead. What you got?
The tribes of Israel.
Okay. Give me a scripture.
The Revelation.
Come on. Go to it. Go to it.
If I can remember.
Okay. You're on point. Give me the scripture.
I know we ain't got all day. No, what else is it? Revelation. Oh.
You giving me time because I gotta find something.
I know it had to do with the crown.
Oh, Revelation 12.
Yeah.
Come on, read that.
Revelations 12 and verse 1.
You know what I want. Come on.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven.
There appeared a great wonder in heaven.
A woman clothed with the sun and the moon.
Stop. The woman is who? The woman is who? Woman is representing who? Somebody help me. Damn. Come on, y'all women, if y'all got it, you know what y'all do. We don't speak. Come on, help me out, though. Anybody got it? Write it down. Let me see it. Hold on. I'm coming, guys. I'm doing 7 things at once. It might seem like I'm not, but I am. I'm waiting for answers here, and I'm gonna give y'all on TV. I mean on the online. Damn, I say TV. Online. But give it to y'all. Give it to y'all too. You wear a basketball for the woman? Yes. No. Come here. Come on.
Israel.
Who?
Israel.
Israel. Israel is the woman. Israel is the woman. All right, come on.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven.
There appeared a great wonder in heaven. Come on, watch it. A woman
clothed with the sun and the moon.
So now I heard you thought I heard you say you thought. All right, now let me explain something. I'm gonna give you who the woman is. Hold on. I'm gonna go to Isaiah. I'm gonna use 61 and 10.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 61 and verse 10.
I use this right here. Go ahead.
I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. My soul shall be joyful in my God, for he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation.
So the Lord hath clothed me with the garment of salvation. Read.
He hath covered me.
He hath covered me
with the robe of righteousness.
Here it goes.
As a bridegroom.
Christ is the bridegroom.
Taketh himself with ornaments.
Read.
And as a bride.
As what?
And as a bride.
No, if we the bride, if Christ's bridegroom, who's the we are the bride. If Christ is the bridegroom, we are the bride.
And as a bride adorneth herself with her jewel. With her jewel.
And give me Jeremiah 6 and 2. This will help you out a little bit easier. Jeremiah 6 and 2. Come on.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, verse 2.
Read.
I have likened the daughter of Zion.
I have likened the daughter of Zion
to a comely and delicate woman.
You see what God compares to? Woman. Delicate woman. So we are the woman. Everybody understand it? Right? So I used 2 scriptures right there. Isaiah 61 and what? So Christ was the bride and what?
Bridegroom.
We are the what?
We the bride.
All right, let's go back. Revelation.
Revelations chapter 12, verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven.
Read.
A woman clothed with the sun.
Read.
And the moon under her feet.
And the what?
And the moon under her feet.
And the moon under her feet. Read.
And upon her head.
And upon her head.
Was the what? The crown of 12.
Upon her head was a crown of 12 stars. Okay? So now, the 12 stars represent the 12 stars. How many tribes is it? 12 tribes. So the 12 stars represents the 12 what? 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, all praises. All right, let's go back to where we was. Daniel chapter 8, verse 10. Come on. And it waxed great, and it waxed great, even to the host of heaven, even to the host of heaven. So now we're not talking about the Persian Medes no more. We're talking about another who? Nation. All right, watch this read. Even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the hosts and of the stars to the ground, and stamped them down. It's some of the host and some of the stars, and trampled down under them. All right, now listen. Go ahead. No, because I won't. All right. Who? It says even to the host of heaven. Who's the host of heaven? Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. Who's the host of heaven? Go back. Who? Cracking. Give me one. Which one? That. Who is it? What's that? That would be Christ. He knows Christ. But you thought I went against what he was saying. Christ came to earth. And they did spy him out. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Amen. No, it is Christ. It is Christ. How we know it's Christ? Men has not ever seen the Most High. Right. But who they see? Right. Right. So now watch it, Joshua. Come on, let's go. Write these down. Write these down. He's fire. Bible. Let's get it out. Bible. Joshua, chapter 5. Everybody go to Joshua chapter 5. Let's start with verse 13. In the book of Joshua chapter 5, verse 13. And it came to pass when Joshua was at Jericho, that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. Read. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, art thou for us or for our adversary? Read. And he said, nay, but as captain of the host. But he was. But as captain and as the host, the Lord, and I now pray. Read. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship. Read. Said unto him, what saith my Lord unto his servant? And the captain of the Lord's host, then the captain of the Lord's host said unto Joshua, lift thy shoes from off thy feet. Read. The place where on thou standest is holy. And from the place where thou standest is what? Is holy. Stop. So, who said that same thing? Go to Acts. This is Acts chapter 7. We're going to start with verse 30. Start with verse 30. Acts chapter 7, verse 30. And when 40 years were expired, there appeared to him in the wilderness Mount Sinai an angel of the Lord in a flame of fire in a bush. When Moses saw it, he wondered at the sight. And as he drew near to behold it, the voice of the Lord came unto him, saying, I am the Lord.
am the God of thy grandfathers, the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. You know, you heard it said the angel of the Lord. Yes. Because Christ was angel as well of the Lord. Because Christ was made what? First. Verse 33. Let me finish it. It says, and then Moses trembled and durst not behold. Then said the Lord to him, what he said, put off thy shoes. Or he's like, put off thy shoes and the feet. The place where thou standest is on grass. Ain't nobody said that. Christ the one said that. Put shoes on thy feet. The word I stand is only what? Only only. All praises the Most High. So now let's go back. Daniels. Daniels, the 8th, verse 11. Verse 10. And it waxed great even to the host of heaven. So it waxed great even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some great and of the to the ground. Great. And stamped upon them. Read. Verse 11. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the house. And by him the daily sacrifice was taken away. By him was the daily sacrifice taken away. Read. And the place of his sanctuary was cast down. And the place of his sanctuary was cast down. Come on. And an host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. Read. And it cast down the truth to the ground. And it practiced and prospered. Stop. It practiced and what? And prospered. And practiced and prospered. Now listen. Right? We got a lot to talk about today. Give me Daniel chapter 5, verse 1. So now we're going to backtrack. So now we're going to talk about, anybody can tell me, what year did Babylon come and to an end? And Babylon came to an end in what year? What year did the Persian Medes start ruling? Babylon started ruling in 609 BC. 609 BC. Babylon got defeated by the Persian Medes in 539 BC. 539 BC is when the Persian Medes started to rule. And I got that. Can you bring that up for me, MT? Persian Medes. The king of Babylon. Don't worry about that. We bring it up. I already got that. I forgot. We already got that. Read Daniel verse 1. Come on, we're going to read the whole thing. With the Daniel chapter 5, verse 1. Which is that? The king made a great feast for thousands of his lords. Let me remind you, in the verse before, in 37, it says, I now, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and exalt honor to the King of heaven. All who works are true, and his judgments and those that walk in pride, he is able to abase. So it took something for Nebuchadnezzar to say that. We're going to read about it. Read. Belshazzar, the king, made a great feast to thousands of his lords, and drank wine before the thousand. Read. Belshazzar, he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the golden and silver vessels, which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple, which was in Jerusalem, that the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines might drink therein.
So they wanted to drink out of the cups that came from us. So his father never did this. This is why I tell you, when you learning, you gotta do what your like. Give me an example. Give me 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 1. Just real quick. I'm coming right back. 1 Timothy 5 and 1. Watch this.
1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 1. Rebuke not them, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as brethren.
So you treat him as a what? A father. You treat him as a father. You're supposed to treat him as a father. Now watch this. 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse. Drop back, give me 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 1. Real quick.
1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 1.
Read.
Be ye followers of me.
So when you got a spiritual father, you got to be followers of that spiritual father. Read.
Even as I also am of Christ.
Just like they are of Christ. Like they follow Christ, you got to follow your spiritual father to the what? T. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that, Malachi? Why did we go to these scriptures right here?
To show people how y'all can order the kingdom, and he wants the father to learn know the order.
There you go. He wants you to know the order. So what happens, Officer George, help me out. Malachi set us on the path. This is when we don't follow our spiritual father the way we're supposed to.
You're gonna fall into ruin because your spiritual father's got the experience and understanding. That's what you're needing to follow to get the understanding.
To get the understanding. So right here, why I'm making this example is this because right here, Belshazzar, speaking as a son, he heard his father. Just right the verse right before he heard his father extol God to the what? To the son. And God did something to him. He knew that he messed up. He knew that he messed up. When he messed up, his son did not take what? He did not take heed. First thing is that they go get those Israelites gold and cups and plates. We don't eat off their stuff. He wasn't happy with the gold and silver plates he had.
He's showing out.
He's showing, there you go. He was showing out. There you go. Come on.
Verse 3. And they brought the golden vessels that were taken out of the temple of the house of which was at Jerusalem. And the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines drank in them.
You know, remember what Christ said. Give me Matthew chapter 15:24. I don't mean to jump, guys, but I gotta make the Bible says for us to give the sense. So I'm giving you the sense. Give me Matthew chapter 15, verse. I don't want 24. I want right under there. I want where he told her. 26.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 26. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread,
Meet to take the children's bread and do what?
and cast it to
Y'all see that? So what did the Lord call the other nations? Dogs. But this is the key right here. This is the point. Read. Here it goes.
verse 27.
This is the point. Listen.
And she said, truth, Lord.
She said what?
Truth, Lord.
Read.
Yet the dogs eat the crumbs which fall from the master's table.
So the dog's never supposed to eat at master table. He eats the master's what?
Table.
So what happened when Belshazzar drunk and ate out of our godly things? The dog went to the what?
To the table.
Now let's see what happens to that dog. Verse 4.
Daniel chapter 5, verse 4. He drank wine and praised the gods of gold, and of silver, of brass, of iron, of wood, and of stone.
Read.
In the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand, and wrote over against the candlestick stop.
A man's hand. Imagine a hand with nobody, y'all. Imagine a hand with nobody. Put it out of nowhere. You're like, what? Man, you think you smoking that ganja, don't you? Damn, he got some hair over. This is what our people be thinking. But this is not people right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is the Babylonians.
It says, in the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand, and wrote over against the candlesticks upon the plaster of the wall of the king's palace. And the king saw farther the hand that wrote. And the king's countenance was changed.
The king's countenance was what?
And the king's countenance was changed. And his thoughts troubled.
Oh, stop. He's like, oh, snappy wappy.
Man.
What the hell have I started up in here? Read this.
The joints of his loins were loosed, and his knees smote against one another.
The joints of his loins was loose.
And
his knees was spoken against one another. He was scared to death.
read verse 7. The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers. The Chaldeans.
He wanted all the wizards, the sorcerers. He wanted all the divination people. He wanted all them in there. I need every one of y'all in here. Come on, read.
And the king spake and said to the wise men of Babylon, whosoever shall read this writing.
Y'all notice how Officer Jordan said the wise men. Oh, I don't understand. There ain't no wise man. Read. Come on.
Whosoever shall read this writing and shall read the interpretation thereof, shall be clothed with scarlet, and a chain of gold about his neck, and shall be the third ruler in the kingdom.
Read.
Verse 8. Then came in all the king's righteous men. He could not read the writing,
Read.
nor make known to the king the interpretation thereof. Verse 9. Then was king which is greatly troubled, and his countenance was changed in him, and his lords were astonished.
They was perplexed. Come on.
Verse 10. Now the queen, by reason of the words of the king,
So these men, they was perplexed. They was like, I don't know. What's this? It was all. Read.
Now the queen, by reason of the words of the king and his lords, came into the banquet house. And the queen spake and said, O king, live forever. Let not thy thoughts trouble thee, nor let thy countenance be changed.
Read.
There is a man in thy kingdom in whom is the spirit of the holy gods. And in the days of thy fathers,
She said the spirit of the holy what? Y'all see that's a little what? Y'all see they don't believe in the God of what? Israel. The Babylonians did not ever believe in the God of Israel. Neither did the Persians, neither did the Greeks, neither did the Romans. They don't believe in God. Here it is. Y'all keep on trying to invite. Believe in God. It's the first thing y'all black folks do. We're to invite the dog to the damn party. Knowing the dog will be on everything.
there is a man in thy kingdom in whom is the spirit of the holy gods, and in the days of thy father light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods, was found in him, whom the king Nebuchadnezzar the king say, thy father made master of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldeans, and soothsayers.
Right.
Verse 12. For as much as an excellent spirit and knowledge and understanding and interpreting the dreams and showing the hard sentences and dissolving of doubts were found in the same Daniel, whom the king named Belshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he shall shew the interpretation. Verse 13.
Stop. Said a lot right there in those 2 verses. I don't know if y'all it really went over y'all head. It said Daniel had more understanding than all them people. So why do our people still want to follow after the Babylonian customs? Why do our people want to be 5%? They want to follow out of Egyptology and all that type of stuff. But here it is, the Bible has more with. That's why people get upset when they come to us and we pull out the Bible and we come. When they come up to camp and they want to, and then they walk away mad. They got all type of words for us. Because knowledge to the what? The Bible knowledge. Great. See,
Verse 13. Then was Daniel brought in before the king. And the king spake and said unto Daniel, Daniel, which unto the children of the captivity.
so Daniel was that the children of the world?
Now, I'm sorry, which unto the children of the captivity.
Let me give y'all a little something with that. We are the children of captivity right now, but we have broke down the Bible and showed America who they were. Who they are. We'll show them their nationality. We'll show them that God sent us over for breaking his laws. We showed them that we smarter than them. Just like Daniel did. We're doing right way.
Same thing right now.
Same thing. Read.
Which are it says which are the children of the children whom the king my father brought to Judah. Verse 14. I have even heard of thee, that the spirit of the gods is in thee, and that light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee.
Right.
Verse 15. And now the wise men, the judges, have been brought in before me, that they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation of it. But they could not.
They could not.
Show the interpretation of the thing.
Read.
And I have heard of thee, but thou canst make interpretations and dissolve. Now, if thou canst read the writing and make known to me the interpretation thereof, thou shalt be clothed with scarlet and have a chain of gold about thy neck, and shalt be the third ruler in the kingdom.
Read.
Verse 17. And Daniel answered and said before the king, thou givest thee to thyself, and give thy reward to another. That I will read the writing to the king and make known to him the interpretation. Then the king, the Most High God, gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom and majesty and glory and honor.
You know this said, oh, the king, the Most High God, with a capital what? G. He's letting them know. It's not plural. Single. Singular right there. That's a possessor. That's one God. It possessor because he said God. God of what? What did he say? God of?
He says, when thou king, the Most High God gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom and majesty and glory and honor.
Read.
And for the majesty,
I thought it said God of Israel. Go ahead, read it.
and for the majesty that he gave him, people, nations, and languages treated him and feared before him.
Stop. What you think the other nations was doing before America? What he was doing? Because you got to remember, hold on real quick. I don't mean to drop off. I know it's getting interesting. But give me Isaiah chapter 14 real quick. Isaiah chapter 14. This is a parable right here in Isaiah 14 about America. And watch what God asks. Watch what they say about Esau. Start with verse 16.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 16. They that see thee narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Come on, verse 17. Who made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the eyes of his prisoners?
No, that ain't what I want. I want where it says, and they should look closely upon thee. I did read past that. No, I want to go up a little farther. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's see. No, that ain't what I want. Hold on. I want where it says, is that Obadiah? Hold on, let me look. Let me look. Somebody help me out. I'm looking for where it says, is now become is equal, like as y'all became like us. I thought that was it right there. Y'all become like us. I'm looking for I know what I'm talking about. It is now has become like us.
Because we or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I ain't gonna waste my time on it too much. It's like I'll think of it later. It'll pop in my head later on. Be like, man, I can't believe it. It'll be some simple scripture too. What's start? Let's go back. Go back. I don't want to wait too long. Don't worry about it, y'all. Go back to Daniel's. Read that again. Start with 18 again.
The book of Daniel, 8 verse.
Damn. Tell me. You ain't called the phone. Real sweet. Hey. Go ahead.
The book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 18. Now, as he was speaking with me, I saw a deep sleep on my face toward the ground.
Oh, okay, from there. On the 18 groups. Go ahead.
I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground, and he touched me and set me upright. And he said, behold, I will make ye know what shall be in the last end of indignation. For at the time appointed, the end shall be.
Go ahead.
Verse 20. The ram, which thou sawest, and the two horns are the kings of Media and Persia.
So the rams that he saw, what verse you in?
That's verse 20.
What Daniel the 5.
Chapter 8. We'll go back to 5.
That's where we was at. Daniel chapter 5, verse 18.
Verse 18. Daniel chapter 5, verse 18. I'm sorry. O thou king, the Most High God gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom, and majesty, and glory, and honor. In verse 19. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled in the fear before him, whom he would slew, and whom he would alive, and whom he would he set, and whom he would he put down. But when his heart was lifted up, and his mind hardened in pride, he was disposed from his kingly throne, and he took his glory from it. Verse 21. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beast, and his dwelling was with the wild asses. They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with dew of heaven.
So read it again. What happened?
It says, and he was driven from the sons of men,
And he was driven from the sons of men,
and his heart was made like the beast.
and his heart. So now, what did he do? What did he do? What did he do? He went against what God said. All right, hold on. Let me see. Go down to verse 20 again. Verse 20. Go up to 20.
Daniel chapter 5, verse 20. But when his heart was lifted up,
So when Nebuchadnezzar's heart was lifted, I'm sorry, brothers and sisters, read.
and his iron hardened
And his friend, come on,
in pride,
in pride,
he was disposed from his kingly throne.
he was disposed from his kingly throne. Who dethroned him? The Lord. Go ahead.
And they took his glory from him.
And they took his glory from him. Come on.
And he was driven from the sons of men.
Read.
And his heart was made like the beast.
And his heart was made like the beast. Read.
And his dwelling was with the wild asses.
And his dwelling was with the what?
With the wild asses.
And his dwelling was with the wild asses. Come on.
And they fed him with grass like oxen.
And they fed him with grass like oxen. Read.
And his body was wet
And his body was wet.
with the dew of heaven.
Read.
Till he knew that the Most High God ruled in the kingdom of men.
He knew what?
Until he knew that the Most High God ruled in the kingdom of men.
Until he knew that the Most High God ruleth in the kingdom of man. Hold on real quick. All right. Until he knew the Most High God ruleth in the kingdom of man. Come on, read.
And that he appointed over it whomsoever he will. Verse 22.
Read.
And until his son, O Belshazzar, has not humbled thine heart.
Read.
But though thou knewest all this.
No, so I don't say. You remember God said? He said, Belshazzar do what?
He says, and thou, his son, O Belshazzar, has not humbled thine heart.
So he said, Belshazzar had not humbled his heart. So this is some of y'all brothers and sisters, think about it. If Belshazzar is a Babylonian, he's not an Israelite, and God punished his father for not following his what? Direction. Now he's going to punish his son for not following his what? Direction. What you think he's going to do to us? See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So what verse we in?
That's verse 22.
Read.
And thou, his son, O Belshazzar, has not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all this.
So you knew it's all this. You knew what your father did. Read.
But has lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven.
Stop. Did he lift up himself? Brother Malachi. You got to look in. What did he do in the beginning when we read? He
When they ate up the plates and the stuff.
There you go. All right, when they ate off plates and drunk the what? Drunk out of the cups. That's how he lifted up his. Well, you ain't saying.
Has lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the footloose of his house before thee.
See, this is things. God gave those to the Israelites. So like they get nothing on their what? Oh, it was God that gave us everything. He took away everything.
Mm-hmm.
He gives us everything, and he takes away everything. He's not playing with you. So now, think about it. God gave, like, some of the things we have, brothers and sisters, some of y'all have jobs. When y'all jobs is taken away, because you disrespect God. Some of y'all have husbands. Some of y'all have wives. When you lose your wife, when you lose your husband, it's because you disrespect God. These are the things that we don't take account of. We don't really think of it in this type of way.
Mm-hmm.
Every part of our lives is supposed to be God. That's why they say Israelites are robots. You goddamn right we robots. We robots for God. We're not robots for men.
Right.
Neither won't you get work on time. Do this the right way every time. Come to work every day, do the same thing every time the same way.
Mm-hmm.
What men want you would do that. Well, I can pay my bills. But don't you want to live forever? Which one's more important? Some little weak bills you pay in your house, or you living forever doing God's laws? Some of y'all don't think about that. Said he'll never see his people begging for what? Bread. Meaning if they lose that job for doing God's laws, he's going to provide for you another one.
Another way.
Crazy rules.
One kingdom of man.
If your boss is a pro and he want to act, he'll make him have a heart attack. He'll make him die in his sleep. That's what God does.
And you have a new boss.
That's what
He's going to do what's right.
they're right. He died. What you want all this? No problem. Read it also.
Right in the middle of verse 23.
And now,
Wives, and thy concubines have drunk wine in them, and that which praised God and God, bricks and iron, wood and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor know, and the God in whose hand thou bidst,
oh, he's let, that's why y'all can't hear it. Two. Say, well, why they don't stop showing you right here? This is not work. Or it's just smoke.
Yep.
Let's do it something. No, but they're going to do exactly what he said to what? You got to remember, who's the laws of the land? We're not helping.
The laws of the land is God.
So if you don't do those laws, that is not contrary to what God's laws. So if you don't do the laws of the land, what happens when we speed? And we on that expressway, we speed.
Get citation.
We inside this. What else happened?
She got locked up. Okay, yeah.
What else happened when you're on the expressway speed?
But you can have an accident.
The what?
Have an accident.
And what accident? You can what? You can. That's some of the penalties. I don't even understand. Simple speeding is a penalty you can put your life for. But I got that. Hey, come on.
And the king and the God in whose hand thy breath is, and whose hand thy raise, hast thou not glorified. Verse 22. This is the part of the hand sent from him, and this writing was written. And this is the writing that was written. Many, to go. You for sin.
You for sin. Come on.
This is the interpretation of the thing. Many. God hath numbered thy kingdom and finished it.
So God, many mean God have numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Come on.
To kill, thou art weighed in the balances.
Read.
And art found wanting.
Read. You lack it. Come on, read.
Paris. Thy kingdom is divided.
Read.
And given to the Medes and Persians.
So God is letting you know this is what the Lord is letting you know. Come on, read.
Verse 29. Then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet and put a chain of gold about his neck and made a proclamation concerning him, that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom. In that night was Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, slain.
He was killed. But here's our question. How many of y'all think he didn't do bad? Christianity, man, think that he didn't do that but drink out of the vessels.
Called up. Man.
That's why we got to serve God all the way to the what?
To the fullest.
To the fullest. Hey. What's that? What verse we at?
31.
Read it again.
Verse 30. In that night was Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, slain.
Read.
Verse 31. And Darius, the Medians, took the kingdom, being about 62 years old.
Right, now bring me up number 2. Bring me up number 2. I want the AI overview. Cyrus conquered Babylon.
Cyrus conquered Babylon, and strategically diverting the Euphrates River, which flowed through the city, allowing his Persian army to enter the city through the riverbed and capture it with minimal resistance.
With what?
With minimal resistance.
Y'all know why they was able to capture with minimal resistance? Because they was occupied with trying to figure out what God had wrote up on that what? On that board. No ideas, really?
Because the Babylonian forces were caught off guard during a festival. During a festival.
We just read about that. That's what they was caught off guard during the festival. Because you remember he invited all his contraband, his leaders, and all that, and they drunk out of what? The vessels of God.
And had left the city gates open.
They left the city gates open. Come on.
This tactic is described in detail on the Cyrus Silent Sounder.
Stop. Who made them leave the gates open, guys?
Inside. Made them absent-minded. That's the clay tablet recording the event.
So, just wanted y'all to see that. All right, so what the Bible said, that's exactly what happened. I understand that. And read 31 again, Darius.
Verse 31. It says, and Darius, the Median, took the kingdom, being about 62 years old.
He had 62 old. So he was 60 what?
62.
He was 62 years old, right? Now, really something that I wanted to go through before. So I'm sorry guys, I'm thinking about what I want to go to next. So they got so Belshazzar got killed that same night by the Chinese. Belshazzar or the Chinese got killed that night by the Persian Medes. And Darius the Median took the kingdom. Then 62 years old. And I'm trying to read verse 1. 6 and 1.
Daniel chapter 6, verse 1. Please, Darius, to set the kingdom and list it in 20 pieces, which should be under the whole kingdom.
Read.
And over these 3 presidents, whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give account unto them, and the king should have no damage.
All right. So where did I want to go? Let me see. I need to hit for there's something that I wanted to hit. Daniel chapter 9, verse 1. I forgot what it was. It was something that I wanted to hit before I went here. All right, so we seen the Persian and Medes came in, defeated the Babylonians because Belshazzar, the son, did not learn from what his father did. Everybody understand that? All right, so that kingdom was took down. Now, give me Daniel chapter 9, verse 1. Read.
Daniel chapter 9, verse 1. In the first year of Darius.
And the first year of Darius. This is Darius, the same one in 31. Come on.
The son of Ahasuerus.
So the son of Ahasuerus, read,
and the seed of the Medes,
of the seed of the Medes,
which was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans.
All right, so the first year of Darius, the son of Ahasuerus, of the seed of the Mede, which was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans. Go ahead, read.
Verse 2. In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood by books the numbers of the years, where the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah the prophet, that he would accomplish 70 years in the desolation of Jerusalem.
Stop. So Daniel understood that Jeremiah was going to go into what? Captivity. Come on, read.
Verse 3. And I set my face unto the Lord God to seek by prayer and supplication with fasting and sackcloth and ashes. And I prayed unto the Lord my God and made my confession and said, O Lord, the great and dreadful God, keeping the covenant and mercies to them that love him, and to them that keep his commandments. We have sinned, and have committed iniquity, and have done wickedly, and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts, and from judgment.
So we rebel by departing from God's precepts. All right. So now that's the reason why we went into what? Captivity. Go back to 91 one more time.
Daniel chapter 9, verse 1. It says, in the year of Darius, the son of Ahasuerus, of the seed of the Medes, which was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans.
So you had Daniel, he was the son of Ahasuerus of the seed of the Medes. So now I just want y'all to understand that. Pay attention. Pay attention. Give me Daniel chapter 11, verse 1.
Daniel chapter 11, verse 1. And so I, in the first year of Darius the Mede, even I stood to confirm and to strengthen it. 3. And now will I shew thee the truth. Behold, there shall stand up yet 3 kings.
There shall stand up yet 3 kings
in Persia. And the 4th shall be far richer than they are.
I want you to, at the end of 2, read that again.
Read 2 all?
Yes.
Daniel 11, verse 2. And now, will I show thee the truth. Behold, there shall stand up yet 3 kings.
There shall stand up yet 3 kings. Come on.
In Persia.
Read.
And the 4th shall be far richer than
The 4th should be what?
far richer than they are.
And the 4th should be far richer than them all. Come on.
And by his strength,
And by his what?
and by his strength, through his riches, he shall stir all against the realm of Grecia.
And so by his strength, he should what?
He should stir up all against the realm of Grecia.
He shall stir up all the realm against Grecia. Is that it?
The end of verse 2, yes.
Right. Great. So everybody look up at the screen. And read it right there, officer.
Pompeii, Mosaic of Alexander the Great. Mosaic of Alexander the Great discovered in the house of the Fawn.
The house of what?
In the
I'm sorry, the house of the fine.
Pompeii.
The house of Pompeii. Right. So now, I'm sorry, guys. Now, give me read that from.
Such from his ascension, Alexander had set his mind on the Persians.
Stop. So, that's what I know. I don't want that. I'm sorry. We sorry. We're taking it. We're coming to that. I knew I forgot something. Everybody go back to Daniel's 8. Take it off of me. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to go back to, we're going to come back to that in a minute. We're going to go back to Daniel's 8. We start in verse 12, right? That's what I left out. I'm going to start with verse. I'm going to start with verse 19.
The book of Daniel chapter 8, verse 19. And he said, Behold, who make thee now, make thee know which shall be in the last end of the indignation.
The indignation.
For at the time appointed, end shall be.
Read.
This is the lamb which thou sawest, bring 2 horns, to the kings of Media.
I'm sorry. Jump down. Go back up. I'm sorry. Let's start with verse 16.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 16. And I heard a man's voice between the which cried and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision.
So the Lord told Daniel to make Daniel to understand the vision of what we read in 1 chapter 8, 1 through 20. Right?
So he came near where I stood.
It's really the vision. I'm not going to go through all of this, but it's really 1 through 15.
Go ahead. But he came near where I stood. And when he came, he prayed and fell upon his face. Read. And he said unto me, understand, O son of man. Read. The time that the end shall be the vision. So he said, understand, O son of man, at the time of the end shall be the vision. Read. Now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground. Read. When he touched me and set me up right. See, but he touched me and set me right. If y'all notice, the same thing happened to Ezra. If you read the book of Ezra, it's the same thing. Read. Verse 19. And he said, behold, will make thee know what shall be in the last end, the indignation. Or let thee know what should be at the last end of the indignation. Come on. It says, at the time appointed, the end shall be. Read. The ram which thou sawest having two horns, to the kings of Media and Persia. So the rams having two horns are the kings of Media and Persia. Come on, read. And the rough goat, and the rough goat is the king of Greece. And the rough is the king of who? Is the king of Greece. And the rough is the king of Grecia. Come on. And the great horn that is between his eyes, and the great horn between his eyes was the first king. So now, listen. The great goat is the horn of Grecia. Who's Grecia? Greeks. The Greeks. Right? So when we read, let's go back to Daniel chapter 8, verse 7. Daniel chapter 8, verse 7. And I saw him come close unto the ram. And he was moved without verse 5. Verse 5. Daniel 8, verse 5. And as he was considering, behold, and here comes a huge goat came from the west, from the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground. So if y'all, MT, can you help me out? Can you bring me a map of that whole eastern hemisphere over there? I need like a whole map showing Africa, Europe, the Netherlands, and all that. Got me something. No. You know what? Give me what I want you to do is give me a map of Asia Minor. Give me a map of Asia Minor. Let me see that. I need you see that right there. I need that, but I need one that shows the other land on the other side. Asia Minor and Rome. Just say Asia Minor and Greece or Rome. Yeah. Yeah, bring it up. Brothers and sisters.
Read it again, officer.
Daniel chapter 8 and verse 5. And as I was considering, behold, an eagle came from the west,
Came from the west.
on the face of the whole earth,
The case of the whole earth, raise up. Come on.
and touched not the ground.
And touch not the ground.
And the God had turned between his eyes.
Now see, now at this map right here. You see, this over here is Greece. On the left right here, point that out. Right there, Greece. Can you, yeah. All right. When you see Greece right there, when you go all the way over, this is Turkey. I need Israel, but the west is where Greece is. Just like America, when you go from Israel, when you go from our land, west is where America and all that. Also, west is Greece, right? Because it's towards the west. So the Greeks came from all the way over here. We ain't got a map. I'm sorry. I should have got a better map. Greece went all the way over to where the Persian Medes was, which was Elam, which today what they call the Middle East, where Iran and all that is. So they traveled from here to all the way over there to conquer the Persian and the Persian and Medes. All right, go back. Take it off now. All right, now go back, officer.
I'm done reading 5.
No, I'm done with that. Go back to 8 and verse. No.
Chapter 8, verse 18. Now, he was speaking with me. I was in a deep sleep, my face toward the ground.
Read.
But he touched me and set me right. And he said, behold, I will make thee known, shall be in the last end of the indignation. For at the time appointed, the end should be. The ram which thou sawest, having 2 horns, the kings of Media and Persia.
As the kings of the Media and Persia. All right, so we already let y'all know that. Read.
Verse 21. And the rough goat,
And the rough goat,
is the king of Grecia.
and the rough goat is the king of Grecia. Come on. And notice it says Grecia. All right. You know it says Grecia. Excuse me. All right, go ahead.
And the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king.
And the great horn between his eyes is the first king. Now, go to Daniel's. Keep on reading. Come on.
It says, verse 22. Now that being broken, whereas 4 stood foreign, 4 kingdoms shall stand up of the nation, but not in his power.
So now, remember, we're going to read about his coming. About right here in verse 22. Now being broken, whereas 4 stood up for it. 4 kingdoms shall stand up to the nation, not in his power. Right? So now, they weren't going to help or being of the king. All right, now let's go to Daniel chapter 11, verse 1. Again, now we ready.
Daniel chapter 11, verse 1. So, in the first year of Darius the Mede, even I stood to confirm and to strengthen it. 3, verse 2. And now will I show thee the truth. Lo, there shall stand up with 3 kings.
So there shall stand up 3 kings
In Persia,
in Persia.
and the 4th shall be far richer than they are.
Y'all hear that? The 4th should be what?
Far richer than they are. And by his strength,
Like strength.
his riches, he shall stand up against the realm of Greece. He stirred up the realm of what? Grisha. Cheers, y'all. You gotta remember, 3 kings. Remember at the beginning of the class, I told y'all. One horn, it was 2 horns. One horn was longer than the other. It was the Persians. So the Persians were stronger than the what? Medes. Now, it says the last king was going to be what? Richer. Give me number 3. Now we're gonna read this. All right, go up a little bit. One, we go to read that. It says, from his ascension, Alexander had set his mind on the Persian expedition. So he set his mind on the Persian expedition. Watch this. He had grown up with the idea. Moreover, he needed the wealth of the British side. So Esau, which was the Greeks, their whole thing of bring Persians was for the what? Well, what the wealth. Can I just say in number 2? And read that in Daniel 11:2 again. Look at Daniel 11:2. And now, will I show thee the truth? Well, there shall stand up yet 3 kings in Persia, and the first shall be far richer than the last. Stop. So the 3 was rich, but the 4th was going to be richer, right? So, all thing which is rich, and by his strength, through his riches, he shall stir up against the realm of Greece. So God told you that the Greeks, they some damn thieves. The only thing they wanted to do was conquer the Persian needs for their what? Money. Every time you look on Google, they got something about Alexander the Great. Alexander the Greek. Alexander the Great. They did what? Glorify him. Yep. But what he was is a common thief. So Alexander the Great. Common thief. Just read that more because moreover, he needed the wealth of Persia. If he was to maintain the army built by Philip and pay off the 500 talents he owned. So you see that? Reason. He even went against the God. Rules in the kingdom of men. It's amazing. This God set it up. All right, for them. Yep. Knowing the Greeks needed Alexander needed money. Yep. So now we're looking like a war hero. He was a company. They're going to defeat us so I can get their money. Yeah. Yep. Nobody know it. They didn't know it, did it? Watch this. Daniel 11:2, one more time. The book of Daniel, chapter 11, verse 2. And now, will I shew thee the truth? Behold, there shall stand up yet 3 kings in Persia, and the 4th shall be far richer than they. The 4th shall be far richer than they are. Watch this. The strength is strength. His riches, he will stir against the realm of Greece. Against the realm of Greece. Now watch this. Give me number 3. Give me number 3. Ancient Persian kings. Right? Ancient Persian kings. Cyprus the Great, Cambius the Second, and Darius the what? First. Right? Come on, officer. Go down. Georgia. Let me see.
Go down a little bit more. I'm just trying to see. Maybe I don't even, that's all I maybe wanted out of this. Yeah, read that right there. Go up a little bit for me. Go back up for me a little bit. Right, read that right there.
Such frequently asked questions. What was Darius the Great known for?
What was Darius the Great known for? Go ahead.
Darius the Great, or Darius the First, who was known for the expansion of the Achaemenid Empire, strong roads built throughout the empire, the standardization of measurements and weights, and the standardization of the Aramaic language.
And go back down to the other part also.
And so the Achaemenid Empire was the largest ancient empire. It's great, approximately 3 million square miles, existing between 550 and 330 BCE.
Go ahead.
This lesson will cover the first three Persian empires in the timeline from 550 BCE to 486 BCE.
So you had the Achaemenid Empire. The Achaemenid Empire was the largest ancient empire. Y'all got to think about this. It was the largest ancient empire, approximately 3 million square miles. And it existed from 5 BC. It's 220 years, folks. Is that right? Yeah, 220 years. Right? This lesson will cover the first 3 Persian empires and the timeline from 550 BCE, which is before Christ. Before Christ. Before Central what's
Common era.
Common era? Dang on, I couldn't even. Thank you, officer. The Achaemenid Empire was successfully doomed. Go ahead.
It was successful due to its centralized bureaucracy and administration, road systems, postal systems, and a large army.
The large army. Come on.
The empire consists of modern-day Iran, Egypt, Turkey, and parts of Afghanistan.
Parts of Afghanistan?
Pakistan.
Come on.
The land was very valuable due to its proximity to several seas, including the Mediterranean Sea, and rivers used for transportation and crop growth.
Go down.
The empire
started when Cyprus the Great.
My eyes jerk. It says the empire, started when Cyrus the Great conquered the Median Empire and became the king of Persia. Cyrus the Great was known as a kind ruler, and the artifacts known as the Cyrus Cylinder is regarded as the first human right declaration.
Go ahead.
Cyrus the Great ruled from 550 to 530 BCE. Cambyses the second, Cyrus's son, ruled from 530 to 522 BCE.
Right, hold on. All right, so that's all I wanted. All right, go back up all the way up real quick. All the way back up. So you see that the ancient kings. All right, so now you remember, so that's the 3. Read that again, officer.
The ancient Persian kings, Cyrus the Great, Cambyses the second, and Darius the first.
Right, so those are the three great kings that we read about in number 2, and here go the 4. Bring up number 4 for me. I mean number 5. No. Darius. There you go. Right. Bring it up for me. Like this is the 4th king. Read that.
Darius the third, king of Persia.
You go down a little bit. Read that. Darius the third died.
Darius the third, he died 336. He died 330 BC.
330 BC. So Darius died in 330. Sorry. He died in 330 BC.
Was the last king.
He was the what?
It says was the last king, reigned 336 to 330 BC of the Achaemenid
dynasty. So he was the last king of the Achaemenid dynasty. All right. So now, king, he was the what? Richest of them what? Right, there we go. So now we got that understanding. I know, guys, I'm sorry. We got a lot to work out here. We got a lot of movement, we got a lot to work out. Y'all gotta forgive me, all right? We're gonna tighten it up, all right? Got y'all. Go back to Daniel chapter 11, verse 3 and 4. Come on.
The book of Daniel, chapter 11, verse 3. And a mighty king shall stand up that shall rule with great dominion, and do according to his will.
According to his will. So this is when the Greeks start to rule. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And when he shall stand up, his kingdom shall be broken.
So when he shall stand up, his kingdom shall be broken. Come on.
And shall be divided toward the four winds of heaven, and not to his prosperity.
Read.
Nor according to his dominion, which he ruled. For his kingdom shall be plucked even for others beside those.
All right, so now we're gonna go into that right now because you remember this is the second time we heard that. You remember in Daniel's 8 and what was it? Daniel's 8 and get started. What you were saying? Where was that at? It was Daniel's chapter. Yeah, it was Daniel's chapter 8, but it was in verse 8. Yeah. Daniel's 8 verse 8. We heard the same thing we just heard in Daniel's 11 and 4 and Daniel's 8 and 8. Come on.
Daniel's 8 and verse 8. Therefore, it's very great.
So he grew very great, very strong.
And when he was strong, great horn was broken.
What do you mean he was broken? Okay, what that mean?
Kingdom was broken.
We're gonna read about it. So let's read this.
It says, therefore, the great be strong. And when he was strong, great horn was built, and the great horn was built. Come on. And for it came up 50 other ones.
So we're gonna read about this in Daniel 8. Let's go, guys. Everybody go to verse Maccabees 1. Stay up. Stay up. Get some knowledge. Get a little understanding of what it's saying. Let's go. Maccabees 1 and 1. Help me out.
The first Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1.
This goat is him right here. Read.
And it happened the message who came out of the land of Canaan had smitten Prince, king of the Persians and Medes.
So who was the great
Alexander.
Alexander? Because he was the first king of the white people. He was the first king of the white people. Seems like it because you can say Caucasian people, whatever you want to say. He was the first people, Esau. He was the first ruler. Read.
Had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead.
So he defeated Darius of the Persian and Medes. Come on, and he what?
The first over Greece.
Stop. Forget. That's what I was supposed to bring out too. Let me ask y'all a question. When we went to Daniel chapter 5, go back to Daniel chapter 5 real quick before we get into this meat bit. And 31.
Daniel chapter 5, verse 31. And Darius, the Median, took the kingdom, being about 62 years old.
What? Being about what?
Being about 62 years old.
Give me Daniel chapter 11, verse 21 and 2.
Daniel chapter 11,
Yeah.
verse 1.
Daniel chapter 11, verse 1. Come on.
In the first year, it was the Mede,
Praise the Mede.
even now. And to sprinkle them.
So now it's so the three, yeah, I remember in verse 2, the three kings came up to him was Darius, Cambyses the second, and Cambyses the second, and who was the third one? Darius the first, Cambyses the second. Somebody remember the third? Okay, I'm burnt. Oh, okay, come.
Cyrus,
Cyrus.
Cambyses, and Darius.
No. Bring me the other one back up. Go back to the three kings. Bring that first, and then come back to this. Look at the three kings. It's not there. It was Cyrus. Cyrus the Great, Cambyses the second, and Darius the first. All right, take it off from me. All right, now bring me up. So now, what I want y'all to understand, there was a Cyrus of the Persian and Medes, and there was a Cyrus of the Medes, and it was a Cyrus of the what? Persian. Then there was a Cyrus. Then there was a Darius. Give me that. Ezra, chapter 4. Ezra, in the Bible. Ezra, chapter 4. Verse 5.
The book of Ezra, chapter 4, verse 5.
It's on the screen, guys, as well. Read that, read.
And hired counselors against
Get a little bigger.
hired what? And hired counselors against them.
Read.
To frustrate their purpose. In the days of Cyrus, king of Persia.
See, Cyrus was the king of Persia. So you had Cyrus, the king of the Media, then you had Cyrus, the king of Persia. Read.
Even until the reign of Darius, king of Persia.
Amen to the reign of Darius. So read the Bible and y'all be confused because y'all be thinking of talking about the same Cyrus. Y'all gotta know which Cyrus is talking about. Y'all gotta know which Darius is talking about. So you had Darius, the king of Media, and then you had Darius, the king of Persia. You had Cyrus. Go back to Daniel's. Take it off. Go back to Daniel's chapter 6, verse 1.
Daniel chapter 6, verse 1. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes.
120 what?
120 princes.
Read.
Which should be over the whole kingdom.
Which should be over the whole kingdom. Who's that? Right. From her. Let's see that. Right. From her. Go to Come on.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chile, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece, and made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the king of the earth.
And he slew the king of the earth. That's why everybody was quiet before the Greeks. Because they slew many kings of the earth. Come on.
Verse 3. And went through to the end of the earth.
They went through to the ends of the earth. Let me ask y'all a question. Was they on this side of the hemisphere?
No.
What hemisphere was they in? The eastern hemisphere. They said that was the ends of the earth because they thought the earth ended right there. Read.
And went through the end and to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, and so much that the earth was quiet before him.
Read.
Wherefore he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
Read. He was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. Read.
And he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations, and kings, and became tributaries unto him.
And so he gathered many strongholds, and he ruled over countries, nations, and kings who became tributaries to him. You know?
And after these things he fell sick, and perceived that he should
Read.
was afoot. He called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought with him from his youth,
Read.
and followed his kingdom among them.
Read.
He was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years, then died. And his servants ruled every one in his place.
Read. See, his servants bear rule everyone in his place. So when it says when he fell sick and he called his honorables and he parted his kingdom among them, and he parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. Those 4 kings is Ptolemy, Cassandra, Lysimachus, and Seleucus. Right? Those are the 4 kings. No, read.
Verse,
Okay. Yes.
and his servants there ruled every one in his place.
Read.
And after his death, they all took crowns upon themselves.
For his kings. Come on.
Who did their sins after them many years.
Many years.
And evils multiplied
So when the Greeks took over, evils was multiplied into what?
in their read, verse 10. It came out of them wicked root Antiochus became them a wicked root. Antiochus. Their name Epiphanes. His surname was Epiphanes. So after them came an evil ruler. Epiphanes. Come on. Son of Antiochus. Antiochus. The king. 10. So verse 10. There came out of them a wicked root. Antiochus. It's Antiochus, right? They came out of him Antiochus. Come on. Surname Epiphanes. Epiphanes. Come on. Son of Antiochus. Son of Antiochus. The king. King, read. Who has been in hostage at Rome. Read. And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Now, let me tell y'all something. They got it as 150 years. Esau changed times. What? Laws. They got it as 150 and there and when he reigned. But it's not. It's when the Lord said it was. Right? Verse 11. And those days went out of Israel. Huh? These when those days went out of Israel, come on. Man. Let's go make a covenant with the heathen. Let us go make a covenant with the heathen. Come on. There are us. Since we covenant with them, we have much sorrow. Read verse 12. So people wanted to make a covenant with the heathens. They said when they was without them, we had much sorrow. They kingdom. You see it saying with me. Yes. So what's the agreement with the white man killing our what? People. Right now, what? Today. 12. I bet the peace please them well. And Germany was so funny there herein that they went to the king who gave them the license to do after the ordinances for the heathen. Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen. Verse 15. And then Jerusalem was uncircumcised, so they built them places of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, according to the way the heathens did it. Not the way that we did it, the way the what? Heathens did it. And that's what you see today. You see how people follow those same traditions. Right? Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant. So they made themselves circumcised, meaning they stopped doing God's laws. They forsook the holy covenant. Come on. And joined themselves to the heathen. And joined themselves to the heathen. Come on. And was sold to do mischief. And they was to do mischief. Come on. Now, the kingdom was established before Antiochus. Now, hold on. When the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion over two lands. So the Antiochus was, he said, you know what? I have two realms. Right? Now, hold on. Who that? Give me number 6. All right, pay attention. Number 6. So you got Greece, right? Go ahead. Go ahead and read that. Yes. It says Greece. This is from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. We didn't put the thing, we didn't get the, you should have a thing with the book, with the title in there. Asia is Greece. Hold on. Okay. Bring it up. Read that. This is the Mandarin Compact Bible Dictionary. All right. Go to the thing. Go ahead. Go ahead, read. Yeah, what agree? Says Grecia is Greece. Grecians, Grecia. It says Greece, the home of the Hellenes. Greeks and Grecians, however, are to are to be distinguished. Greeks are generally those of Hellenic race. All right, so they are of a Hellenic race. Come on, jump down the butt. But the words right there, the word may be used to indicate non-Jews. It may be able to indicate non-Jews. Watch this. Foreigners and aliens. Right. Grecians were Greek-speaking Jews. No, Greeks was what? Grecians were Greek-speaking Jews. Greek. For the dispersion. For the dispersion from areas predominantly Greek. Now look, jump out of that. Give me the next one. All right, this is from the Zion Compact Dictionary. Come on, read that for me. Hellenists. Jews who made Greek their tongue. Jews who made Greeks their tongue. And with it, open adopted Greek ideas and practices. So when you take on Greek ideals and practices, it means you are departed from who? God. I understand that. Let me go back to Maccabees and give me verse 11 again. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 11. It says, in those days, went there out of Israel, wicked men persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. Right. But since we departed from them, we have had much sin. That's the end of verse 11. Verse 12. To this the place pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward therein that they went to the king, who gave them a license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. So they gave them a license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. So people was what? Hellenized. I see that. Right, read. Verse 14. Whereupon he built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen. Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised. Just keep reading. We're going all the way through. Come on. And for the Holy Covenant. And for the covenant. And joined themselves to the heathen. Read. And were sold to do mischief. Read. Now, when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt. So Antiochus, when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion over two realms. All right, so now give me Antiochus. Give me number 8 and number 9. Give me number 8 first. When you go back and read number 10, this is, it says, there came out the wicked root Antiochus, surname Epiphanes, all right? Right, so Antiochus, surname Epiphanes, the son of Antiochus, the king. So this is Antiochus right here.
the third, the great. Antiochus the Great. Go ahead, officer.
Antiochus the Third, the Great. He was a Greek Hellenistic king.
He was a Greek Hellenistic king. Go down for a little bit. Please see that picture. What man is he?
That's for real. That's a Edomite.
That's an Edomite. So it's a guy like me. So we understand that, all right? So he was, go ahead, he was the Greek Hellenistic king, the ruler of the what?
He was the
Ruler of the
Seleucid Empire.
The Seleucid Empire. Come on.
Reigning from 223 to 187 BC,
Read.
he ruled over the region of Syria
Read.
and large parts of the rest of the Western Asia.
So you see where he ruled
Towards the end of the 3rd century BC, rising to the throne at the age of 18 in April to June 223 BC. His early campaigns against the Ptolemaic kingdoms were unsuccessful. But in the following year, Antiochus gained several military victories and substantially expanded the empire's territory.
Go ahead.
Yes,
Go ahead. Go start right there. Greek for great king, the tradition title of the Persian king.
Greek for great king, the traditional title of Persian kings, a military active ruler. Antiochus restored much of the territory to the Seleucid Empire before suffering a serious setback towards the end of his reign in his war against Rome.
Go down.
Now, declared himself champion of Greek freedom against Roman nation. Antiochus III, he waged a 4-year war against Roman Republic, in mainland Greece in the autumn of 192 BC, before being decisively defeated at Magnesia. I guess right.
Magnesia. Yeah.
Until 3 years later, campaign in the east.
Go down for me a little bit, just a little bit. And so you see right there where it says issue, those like the kids. Go down, issue. Moses. So you see the last one right there? Antiochus the fourth. Come on. All right. I hate the pop-ups. Go down. Antiochus the fourth Epiphanes. That's what we read about in verse 10. This is his son. Right, so it said it rose up an evil root out there. Read that.
He was a Greek Hellenistic king who ruled the Seleucid Empire from 175 BC, Seleucid Empire, from 175 BC until his death in 164 BC. He was a son of King Antiochus III the Great.
So he was the son. Come on.
Originally named Mithridates.
Come on.
Or possibly its earlier alternative form,
Was it Mithridates?
That's probably it. No, Mithridates. He assumed the name Antiochus either after the death of his elder brother Antiochus or when he ascended the throne.
Come on.
Notable events during Antiochus' reign included his near conquest of Ptolemaic Egypt, his persecution of the Jews,
His persecution of the Jews,
of Judea, Samaria, and the rebellion of the Jewish Maccabees.
So you see that right there. So now we know who we're reading about now. All right, let's go over here and verse 18 again. We can take them off.
In the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 18. And made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him.
See, so Ptolemy was afraid of him. Come on.
And fled. And many were wounded to death.
Read.
Thus they got the strong cities in the land of Egypt, and he took spoils thereof.
Read.
And after that Antiochus had smitten Egypt.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. It's my fault. Go ahead.
And after that Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year and went up against Israel and Jerusalem.
So we just read about this, right?
Yes. With a great multitude.
With a great multitude. Come on.
And entered proudly into the sanctuaries and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of the light and all the vessels thereof.
Stop. Where did we read about that in Daniel? Somebody help me. Where we read about that in Daniel? Right there. Let's see who wrote some good notes. You men, let me know. You women, you know what y'all can do. Somebody else.
Daniel chapter 5.
Daniel chapter 5. And what verse what? You sounding confident, isn't it?
Well, I just have to see where they tasted the wine. He commanded to bring the gold and silver vessels.
We just read.
Maybe I got something mixed up here.
Yeah. Anybody? Nobody took good notes. Even though I was early in the chapter, I said, I'm going to go with this. All right, go to Daniel chapter 8. Verse 9. Come on. I told y'all we were going to come back to this. Daniel chapter 8, verse 9. Watch this.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 9.
I ain't seeing nobody put no notes beside it. There's some notes beside it. Let's go. Read.
And out of one of them came forth a little horn.
Who's the little horn? Who's the little horn? We just read about him. Antiochus Epiphanes. Antiochus Epiphanes is the little horn right here. That's the little horn. That's the king of Antiochus the third. Read.
It says, out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceedingly great.
He waxed exceedingly great. Watch this.
Toward the south, and toward the east.
So you remember, where did he walk towards the south? He goes to Egypt. You gotta remember, who did he go fight against? Ptolemy. But take what? Egypt. Right?
And toward the east.
And towards the east?
And towards the pleasant land.
Stop. What was the pleasant land? Israel. We just read it that he smoked. Now, let's go back to verse 20.
First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 20. And after that Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year and went up against Israel. And
Went up against who?
went up against Israel.
He got took. But then he went up against Israel, the pleasant land. Right.
And Jerusalem with a great multitude.
And with Jerusalem with a great multitude,
And entered proudly into the sanctuary. And took away the golden altar.
They tore the golden altar
And the candlesticks of light. And all the vessels thereof. And the table of the shewbread. And the flowing vessel. And the bowls. And the censers of gold. And the veil. And the crowns and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he poured out.
Well, let me ask y'all a question. What was the difference between God have so much mercy on Nebuchadnezzar and made them go out there and eat with the eat with the animals and lay in the dew or the grass. Why did God have so much mercy on Nebuchadnezzar? But he's not going to have mercy on the Greeks and the Romans. Why? Help me, black folks here. Come on. So much. Because, listen, guys. Listen. The Babylonians, Nebuchadnezzar respected God. He knew who God was. The Greeks and the Romans, you remember? They didn't believe in what? What did his son Belshazzar do? Remember, Belshazzar said he was acting as if it was no one God. He said gods. And what did God do to him? He killed him because he said, "You see what I did to your play, you so I gotta kill you." So he had mercy on his father, but he killed the son. But the Greeks, the Romans, God ain't gonna have mercy on. Really. But verse 22, and the table of the shewbread, you already read that, go to 23. And he took also the silver and the gold, and the precious vessels also, he took the hidden treasures, which he found. Great. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre. Great. And spoken very proudly. He was talking crazy about killing us. Read. Verse 25, therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel, in every place where they were, so that the princes and the elders mourned. The virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of stop. Read it again. And so the princes and the elders mourned. Stop. So the princes, the women, the elder men, what? Mourn. They mourn. Watch this. The virgins and young men, so the princes and the elders, not the men and the virgins, the women and the young men and the young men were made feeble. Stop. The virgins and the young men was made feeble. Feeble. Wicked. It was made weak. To put the men in a weak state. They do today in America. When black men talk too loud. Shh. Damn. Quiet. You too loud. That's what our friends do to us. They're talking too loud. Shh. But they out. Well, they like them all when they want to. They loud like a choo-choo train. They'll let you be talking. We talk. Voices loud. Our voices scary. That's a friend of God. God gave us those voices. Am I lying? No. So now watch this. So they made us weak, guys. Made us weak. Men couldn't be men. We couldn't hurt our manhood. We had to be the same thing you see today in these streets. You got men speaking, and we know Mike Tyson's tough with those hands. But you got men speaking like Mike Tyson. Little bit ass voices. No disrespect, Mike. Mike, I ain't trying to get it. I don't want no smoke. I'm just talking about the voice, Mike. And the virgins, the young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. Even back then, the same thing y'all see today. The same thing y'all see today. it's the same thing you see back then. Read it again. It says, the virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. The beauty of women was changed. Go ahead, bring it up. Bring it up. And the women and the beauty of women, we're gonna need that too when you get through with this. I want a smoke bite. That's me down at the bottom. I'm not my gal with this. Your team being funny over here. Man. Man, they do cool, man. Damn. Hold on, you ain't funny, man. The beauty of women, you climb in the women. Come on. This is the dress code. The beauty of women has changed. Women has changed. Give it a lot. Right there in the middle. Finger for me. What you say Atlanta Heat? I ain't see what they. Beauty of women, that's why y'all change. You wear a black face with a white woman's hair. Beauty of women change. What's wrong with y'all black hair? Those black men want to chase those white women, let them chase them. That's how they chase it. Let them chase them. Y'all women stay who y'all are. All women gonna burn when they oppressor. Bring it up. Come on, verse 27.
Verse 27. The bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness.
Right.
The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the houses was with confusion.
Right.
And after 3 years, when he expired, these collectors tribute to the city of Judah.
Right.
With a great multitude, was peaceably worked as words to them.
Stop. Says, and after 2 years fully expired, the king sent the chief collectors of tribute. They come to collect that cash to the city of Judea, who came unto Jerusalem in a great multitude. They came with a great army. And speak peaceable words. Stop. They spake peaceable words. Hey, how y'all guys doing? How's your day going? Everything good?
Mm-hmm.
They speak peaceful words. Read it. Speak peaceful words to them. Let's see. Oh, what's this? It's the same Psalms 55 said.
Yes.
They got war and they what? They are. Read.
And when they had given them greetings, they put their greetings, and fell suddenly upon the city, was smote it very self-respect, very sword, and destroyed much people of it.
From Israel. Oh. The leader went and he wanted. Y'all see how they talk, speak to you?
Mm-hmm.
In the police room when they get you in the interrogation room. You know what they do? Anyway, what's per game? And you need need store. Yeah, get cheese puffs. Cheese puffs, I got you. I got you some cheese puffs, I got you. Like cheese puffs is coffee. Yeah, I got you. All right. You know, can you tell me what happened the night on June the 4th? No, I don't know, man. Dude, come on, man. Can't give you these cheese puffs in this coffee if you don't. Man, but it with me. That's you, brother. You, quick land. We got you on video here. No. He goes, That's why when you go in there, shut your mouth. That's why Christ says in Matthew 10. Let's go there real quick. Matthew 10. Is that what I want? 10? It might be 5. It might be 10. Let me see. Matthew's 10 and 19. Watch this. Let's get to the point.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 19.
Read.
And but ye shall speak.
So, what you read? Read.
You in that same shall speak.
Huh?
But it is not ye that speak, but the Father which speaketh in you.
So the Lord said, what? Words. What words speak? I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Let's go down.
Verse like these, chapter 1, and verse 28.
Come on.
Why therefore was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and the people houses Jacob was confusion.
Read.
And after 2 years, 20, the king sent his.
Yeah, read.
That is
23rd, verse 30.
Verse 30. It's these be words unto them. It was deceit.
Deceit. Come on.
For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly from the city and smote 3 and 3 full.
Get that definition of credence because it's your average everyday 8-year-old won't see what the word credence means. And you know what that word credence means? Let's see. Credence.
Credence. It says belief in or acceptance of something as true.
So our people believed in his what? They believed in his words. That's why the Bible said, never trust your what?
Yeah.
Never trust your enemies. So we believe in his words. Come on, my God. So when they had given freedom, so when they believed him, and fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore. He destroyed much people of Israel. Come on.
And when he had taken the spoil of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side.
Read.
But the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle. Then built they the city of Sheba.
Can I ask you a question? Why did they take the woman and children captive? Somebody help me. And for the other time, the women is gonna be their toy. They're gonna be their sex toy. And the children, they're gonna raise them up to be the same thing. And the boys is gonna be slaves, and the women is gonna be sex toys and maids. You believe it? Y'all can believe how y'all want. Don't spark me. You only read the book where they was on the board here to America. They was taking the 13, 11, and 10-year-old girls and they was doing what to them? Raping them.
Mm-hmm.
People ain't got no, they ain't got no, what's that word?
Moral.
No, they ain't got no what? No, not morals. They ain't got no, when you ain't got no, when you ain't got no control, you ain't got no, looking for that word. I'm looking for a word. They ain't got no, I'm just gonna put it like this. They ain't got no letter. They not eat. It's a word that I'm looking for. Y'all, everybody know the word when I say it, but I just can't. It's like you ain't got no filter. They ain't got no.
Listen. Come on.
You ain't got no.
Wow.
Okay, Come on, read 31. I mean, verse 32.
And children took they. And purpose the town. And burdened they the city of David with great and strong guard. And with mighty tower. The name of the stronghold here. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein.
So they themselves a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves. Come on, read.
They started also with armor, and victuals, and when they had gathered together, the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there, and so they became a sore snare.
It became a sore snare. Read.
For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel.
So an evil. You see what God said? The Greeks was. They was an evil as adversary to Israel. Evil adversary. Come on, read.
And thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary, and defiled it.
So they defiled the sanctuary. Read.
Insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them. Whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers.
Just like today. Israel is made an habitation of strangers today. There's none of us in that nation. Read.
And became strange to those that were born in it.
So the land became strange to those that was born in. Like today, the land is strange to us. We not there. No,
And our own children left us.
no, not no conscience. No, I was looking more like no filter. But go ahead, read.
Verse 39. The sanctuaries was laid waste like a wilderness. The feasts were turned into mourning.
Our feast was turned in the morning.
The Sabbaths into reproach. Into contempt.
What scripture you think about when y'all think about what God did to us right there? What scripture come to y'all head? Anybody got a scripture come to their head?
Yeah.
I read it today on the streets also. Proverbs 1:25. Or now you ain't got to read.
Okay.
Proverbs 1:25-26, where God said, "In our calamities, He will laugh at us." Why did all this happen to us? Because we sinned against who?
Sinned against the Most High.
See what I mean? Think about it. Sin makes us enemies with God, guys.
Right. Verse 40. If that been her glory, and was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning.
Now, excellency was turned into mourning. Come on.
Verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus,
King Antiochus,
he wrote to his own kingdom. There should be one people.
read.
Everyone should leave his law.
Everyone should leave his life.
So all the heathen agree according to the commandments of the king. Yea, his officer consented to his religion.
Why did choice? Because they was already what? Wicked. They was already going different ways. Many people sinning because they didn't want to what? Die. Read.
And sacrificed such idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters messengers unto Jerusalem.
So they said they proclaimed the Sabbath. They made the Sabbath not what only or biblical. What y'all think they was doing on the Sabbath?
Whatever the hell they was wanting to.
Whatever they wanted to. Come on, help me out, guys. What was doing? What we just read it right here in Maccabees 1. Give me something that you think we was doing that we would do today. Y'all right, but that's some of the things we was doing. That's right. It is some of the things. But what's the main thing we do today, guys? What do we see today? We see that was happening in the Greek era at that time. Sports. What? Sports. That's what we was doing. Go back over to verse 14.
But the first Maccabees chapter 1, verse 14.
Great.
Verse 3. They built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the custom, please.
So we stopped doing the Sabbath. What? Go to Maccabees chapter 6. Please, Maccabees chapter 4, verse 14. Maccabees chapter 4, verse 14.
Second Maccabees chapter 4, verse 14. That the priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar,
Read.
but despising the temple, and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise.
They wanted to partake. They want to be partakers in the allowance. So they was to be in the place of exercise. Come on, read. That's say allowance. Allowance is on money, ain't it?
That's yeah.
Get official allowance there. I just want to make sure
Of the unlawful allowance.
I'm the unlawful one. So make sure that talking that language here. I won't make sure nobody say, "Nah, you wrong, brother." Allowance. Come on.
This is the amount of something that is permitted, especially within a set of regulations or for a specified purpose.
Like sum of money. Read that.
A sum of money paid regularly to a person, typically to meet specified needs or expenses.
Let's go back. So now read again. Take it off from me.
And it says, and neglecting the sacrifices, hasten to be partakers of unlawful allowance in the place of exercise.
These people, watch this.
Stir came because
So they was doing sports on Sunday. Like they do right now to the. That's what they was doing.
Right.
It was doing sports on Sunday. Clean the Saturday. The day Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they was doing. So set up
Way back, yes.
please.
Wow. Not setting that honor to the Father.
It's to rest on the Sunday day, not to do no work, no bad Sunday, not to do it for pleasure on the work. Sabbath day. Read.
But like even glory in the Grecians,
Like the way the Grecians did, you know what? We can eat hot food on the Sabbath. So man, forget that. You know what? Let's set this aside.
Yeah.
Read.
Verse 16. The reason was,
So that's it. That's all. Let's go. Let's go back. So now we understand. Let's go back to 43.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 43. Yea, Many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed to profane the Sabbath.
So they was playing sports on the Sabbath. That's why they profaned the Sabbath. They was playing sports, games of discus. That's where the Olympics started at, in Athens. That's why we couldn't get ourselves together. Read, watch it.
Verse 44. So the king had sent messengers unto Jerusalem.
You know that it started out with Greeks killing us. Once they started killing us, got into order with the Greeks real what?
Real bad.
Real fast. No, it's coming again, guys. That's what they think. I'm gonna tell you. So, y'all better check out the righteous. I'm telling you, when you see Elder Moore, and y'all see them, they'll kill me. You see they killed colors, y'all better start taking y'all better. What did you say? Help me out, damn it.
I'm going to say take heed.
No, not take heed. Y'all better be ready to stand up for what's wrong, which is God's laws. Don't run. Don't get scared. How do you know you're gonna die? God might have you reserved to the end. That's what I want. Reserved to the end. You know you're gonna die. Here you are. You don't even know you're gonna die, but you gave in. I'm not an Israelite.
They'll cut all the fringes off the shirt.
All the fringes out. Well, you're thoughts.
Wow. So the king, you can bring it up as well. Yeah. Verse 45. If the big burnt offering was called as drink offering is in the temple. In the temple.
Right. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
And that they should perform the Sabbath and festival days.
They should profane, make the Sabbath not sacred or biblical as for profane mean. Not make the Sabbath sacred or biblical. Festival days, which is the feast days. Those are the feast days. So we stop doing the Sabbaths and we stop doing the feast days. Read.
And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
And they polluted the sanctuary and the holy people. Come on.
Set up altars and groves, read, and chapels, of idol, wood, read, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean meat.
Y'all see that? So they put pork on the altar. They sacrifice pork. They sacrifice dancing. They sacrifice what's some other things they eat?
Snake and everything.
Snake,
yeah.
Snake, monkey.
That they should also leave the children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with any manner of uncleanness and profanation.
Really? You right, Brandon? Really?
To the end, they might forget the Lord and change all their perspective.
They all the Greeks. So you see, they're going to read verse 2 again.
Verse 10. So then, they offered them a wicked root from Antiochus. What ain't it, goodness? Son of Antiochus the king,
Son of Antiochus the king,
who had been in houses of Rome, and reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
So now really go over, read
They should also leave the children uncircumcised and made these schools abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation. To the end, that they forbid God and choose bitterness.
So you see what a thing is? You see what a wicked leader does?
Verse 50. And I'm sure I would not do a project to the games. We know the project. He said, he said, so even not only do they say the ones who's already doing evil thing, but the ones who not doing evil, if you don't do what I say, you gonna die. Verse 51. In the same now, he his whole kingdom. And upon people. Listen, church, honestly, you know that's also what they did, who did it to the picture for Johnny? Babylonians. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, the Egyptians. That they took the old out of the Egyptians. Or the overseers, the overseers was our own world. So they appointed overseers of our own people. So like they do today. They have Superman is gonna be just like the nasty ass. He gonna fire you first. Like Superman is a bad woman, she gonna fire you first. They gonna be on you like that was why. She was. And appointed overseers of all the people commanded the cities of Judah to sacrifice for that city. And many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, everyone that forsook the law, and so they committed evil, and anyone was gathered unto them to wit. To wit means that is to say. To wit means that is to say. So it said, many people was gathered unto them, that is to say, anyone that forsook the law, and so they committed evil, in the land. Oh, and drove the Israelites into secret place. So the Israelites, they drove Israelites that wanted to keep God's laws in the secret places, even wheresoever they could flee for security. Come on. Now the 15th day of the month of Caslu. Now the 15th day of the month of Caslu in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolations from the altar, on the altar. So the slew is the ninth month. I understand it. Slew is the ninth month. I understand it. What are we celebrating right now? The feast of what? It's to us, this is the 12th month. We are 3 months behind them. So to us, this is the what? Ninth month. Come on. And they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altars and builded idol altars throughout the city of Judah on every side. Read. And incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. Read. And when they had rent in pieces the book of the law, what they do? Come on. When they had rent in pieces the book of the law, so what did they do? They rent pieces the what? Bible. So they rent the Bible. What do you think? You don't think they're gonna do it again? Yes. Yes. You're gonna see God says it wicked shall be what? Revealed. They gonna want to get rid of the damn. What they doing in the schools? Oh, the Bible is so this so derogatory, it's so violent, it's so this and that stuff. Y'all don't even know how to read it out. Y'all don't even like reading those words. As a damn kid gonna read those words. Come on, man. I just show you the wicked. Read. And when they had written Jesus, the book of the law, which they found, they burnt them with fire. They burnt them with what? They burnt them with breeze and wrestling was found with anything. The book of the Testament, or if any considered to the law, the king's commanded was. They should be put to death. Now, listen, y'all. It says, wheresoever was found with any book of the Testament. Let me ask y'all a question. Where did that happen at? Where's that going to happen at in the modern time? Read that again one more time. and wheresoever was found with any the book of the Testament, with any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should be put to death.
Where we gonna find that at the beginning? Where we gonna find that at? How's that gonna happen in this time? Everybody go second answer. Real quick. We're almost done, guys. We ain't gonna go long. The second answers. Second answers. Answers. Second answers. I'm sorry. 16. Start with 68.
The book of Second Ezra in the Apocrypha, chapter 16, in verse 60.
Hey, come on, we're gonna precept. Read.
As for growing, the wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you.
Right.
And they shall parade certain of you, and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols. For they that consider to them shall be had into reason and in reproach and trodden underfoot.
Stop. Stop. So now it says, any that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach. You're going to be a disapproved and trodden. They still gonna kill you. The same thing the Romans was what? Doing. You remember they spoke? They speak to them, and then he killed them. Same thing they're gonna do in this time.
Yeah.
Read.
For certainly, a bear shall be in every place, and in the next city, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Stop. So you see that it's gonna be a great insurrection upon those that fear God. Same what? Same instance. Now, just Revelations real quick also. Revelations 12. Revelation 12, come on.
The book of Revelation, chapter 12,
And verse 14, come on.
verse 14. To the woman were given two wings, the great eagle, that she might fly to the wilderness into her place.
Read.
Where she is nourished time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent.
So remember when we was nourished, what was we doing? What was they doing? They was doing the same thing the Greeks did. They was having us get away from God's what? God's laws. Okay, all praises. Read.
Read 15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood.
So the serpent cast out of his mouth water of flood. That's him teaching us his ways, his philosophy, what he thinks the Bible should say. Read.
After the woman,
After the woman is who? So we already went through those scriptures. Read.
that he might cause her to be carried away in the flood.
Stop. What is he talking about carrying away of the flood? Carrying away of his what? Lies. Right? Carrying away of his lies. Read. Come on.
And earth help the woman.
And what is the vow? The vow will help the woman. And
earth help the woman, and earth opened the mouth.
it's by mouth. Read.
Yes, well, was the king.
Thanks. Who represents that truth right there? Woman. What's man made out of? So man is made out of the dirt. Right. So we made out of dirt. So the earth helped from it. It's God giving us the spirit. And earth what?
And earth. Woman.
Jesus, earth came out. Stop over the hand. The man opened up. When the mouth was opened up, Who's that? Yeah. Read. And the earth now and swallowed up the flood. So we're swallowing up the floods. Then what? Which the dragon cast out of his mouth. I won't cast out his mouth. But we're going to point. Verse 17, come on. And the dragon was wrong so now. Remember, when did Antiochus go? 50s. He started to kill our women. With the women. And the men, you killed the men too. Yeah. So he started killing our people, right? And the dragon was wrong with the woman and went to make war with the remnant. Stop. She's gonna die in war. What person don't die in war? People that die in war. It's going to war with us. Please go to what? And the dragon was wrong with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of the enemy, which keep the commandments of the testimony of Jesus Christ. Now, let's go back over. Watch this. Verse 55. Verse Maccabees. Come on. Verse Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 55. And burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And when they had read in pieces the book and the law which they found, they burnt them with fire. And these are what? Law what? These are law what? These are law what? First. These are law first. And when they had written pieces the book of the law, which they found, they burnt them with fire. And wheresoever was found with the work of the testament, was found but it really consented to the law. The king's commandment was they should be put to death. Now see that? Same thing we just read. Thus, do they every authority unto the Israelites. 3 months. The Syrians were found in the cities. Now, the 25th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon idol altars, which was upon the altar of God. At which time, according to the commandment, that they put to death certain women, that they caused their children to be circumcised. And they hang the infants about their necks. Stop. You know that how it goes today. When your kids go to school and they got fringes on, they try to what? Ridicule those kids. Mm-hmm. They try to pick on those kids. It's the same thing. That's why when the Revelation it says they took the leopard, the lion, and the bird. They took something out of each one of those dominions, out of each one of those kingdoms. They took certain ways of those kingdoms, and they implement them right now today on us. Great. And they hang the image about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them, that they had circumcised them. Stop. Let me ask you a question. What's the difference between the Caucasian people then and now? No different. No different. So, you telling me the Caucasian people love kids back then? I bet y'all would have been was trying to tell us to raise the babies. Man. I bet y'all would have been. The Greeks is trying to raise the babies. It's killing our world. Mm-hmm. What do a lot do? Same thing. They try to tell us how to raise our babies, but they killing our way. They bring it up. Where you find it? So, read it again, officer. It says, verse 61, and they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them.
Go ahead. Verse 62. Howbeit, many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing.
Read.
Wherefore, they chose rather to die.
Read.
That they might not be defiled with meat.
Read.
And that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died.
Come on.
And there was a very great wrath upon Israel. There was a very great wrath upon what? Upon Israel.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Brothers and sisters, we appreciate y'all for watching today. That's the first part of 2 parts of dedication. All right. With that, thank y'all for joining us. Also, catch Officer George's on Tuesday morning class. Tune in on YouTube. Check us out on YouTube, brothers and sisters. And thank y'all, brothers and sisters, for coming today in here. Thank you, brothers and sisters, coming to keep God's laws in here today. Thank y'all, brothers and sisters, for joining us online. We're going to get better, brothers and sisters. We're working on it. With that, we say shalom.